Have you ever pondered why some people face difficulties they never anticipated while others flourish in their golden years living alone? Today we'll reveal 10 hidden risks associated with living alone beyond 70 that most individuals are unaware of until it's too late. I'll be sharing first-hand accounts from others who have experienced these same circumstances. More significantly, I'll provide you doable ways to safeguard your loved ones or yourself. This information could change your life, regardless of whether you're thinking about living alone, are already living alone, or have family members in this circumstance. Keep reading because you might be surprised by the final hazard I discuss. Almost everyone who lives alone after the age of 70 is impacted by it. However, very few people discuss it. It's not always risky to live alone after 70. Many succeed in doing so and continue to be independent for many years. However, there are hazards that are hidden and can have a significant influence on your safety, health, and quality of life before you realize it. Here, hidden is crucial. The obvious risks, like tripping down stairs or failing to lock doors, are not these. These are the quiet, inconspicuous alterations that occur so gradually that you are unaware of them. These 10 hidden risks will be discussed today, along with, and perhaps more importantly, what you can do to prevent them. Social isolation is the first hidden threat, which develops so gradually that you are unaware of it. Allow me to introduce you to Margaret, a retired teacher who is 73 years old. In an attempt to maintain relationships with her loved ones, she relocated to a smaller flat following her husband's death. She did at first, but her social circle gradually shrank without her noticing. It began modestly. Due to the discomfort of traveling at night, she ceased attending her book group. Then, feeling exhausted, she skipped several family get-togethers. Weeks would go by before she realized she had not had a meaningful chat with anyone else. Here's what makes this risky. Loneliness is not the only effect of social isolation. It raises your chances of sadness, cognitive decline, and even physical health issues, according to research. To maintain its acuity, your brain needs social interaction. Additionally, your body requires the motivation that comes from interacting with others. The answer? Establish a social schedule and follow it. Arrange for frequent phone conversations with loved ones. Participate in daytime community groups. Think about volunteering for causes that are important to you. Making social connections a priority rather than something that happens when you feel like it is crucial. The second hidden risk is that you may not realize how much drug management has become a burden. Frank, a 75-year-old retired mechanic, believed he was taking his drugs as prescribed. He took his medications on a daily basis and kept a pill organizer. But as time went on, his doctors stopped prescribing some medications, altered dosages, and added other ones. 3 pills became 8, then 12. Medication forgetfulness is not the only hidden threat. It's the difficulty of tracking changes, comprehending interactions, and managing several medications. Frank was more likely to fall since he was unaware that one of his prescriptions was making him lightheaded. He frequently forgot that he was meant to take another prescription with food. The actual issue is that drug mistakes occur gradually. Before experiencing any symptoms, you may be taking the incorrect dosage for weeks. Alternatively, you may stop taking a crucial prescription because you forgot to replenish it after running out. What you can do is this. Make a basic medicine schedule. Make use of a weekly pill organizer that has separate sections for morning and evening. List all of your prescriptions along with the reasons you take them. Set your phone to remind you to take your medications. Above all, ensure all of your drugs are still needed and functioning safely by reviewing them with your doctor or chemist every 6 months. Nutritional deterioration, which occurs so gradually that you are unaware of its signs, is the third hidden hazard. The 78-year-old widow Eleanor always took pride in her healthy diet. However, she was unaware that her eating habits had changed after 2 years of living alone. It seemed like too much labor to cook for just one person. She began to rely more on snacks, skip meals, and eat more convenience items. The underlying risk here is that malnutrition doesn't manifest itself right away. You don't feel undernourished when you wake up one day. Rather, you gradually get less energetic. Your muscles begin to degenerate and your immune system becomes weaker. You may believe that you're simply growing older, but in reality, you're not providing your body with the nutrition it needs. This is made worse when you live alone, since no one can see that you've lost weight, that you're eating the same sandwich for dinner 3 nights in a row, or that you appear more exhausted than normal. Planning your diet in the same way that you plan everything else that matters in your life is the answer. Make healthy, easy recipes in bulk and freeze portions. Have wholesome foods on hand. Take senior meal delivery services, for example. Don't be scared to ask family or friends to join you for meals on occasion, and set reminders to eat regularly. It guarantees that you're getting the right nourishment and makes eating more pleasurable. Home maintenance problems that worsen over time constitute the fourth hidden threat. Walter, an 82-year-old retired engineer, was always helpful around the house, but little repairs became harder as he got older. He kept intending to fix a dripping tap, a burned-out light bulb there, and a loose handrail here. The fact that each of these issues is significant on its own is not the hidden danger. The reason is that they build up and pose greater safety hazards. A fall could be caused by the loose handrail. The hallway is perilous at night because of the burned-out light bulb. Mold or water damage could result from the leaky tap. These problems are rapidly identified and resolved when you live with other people. These minor issues might turn into serious risks when you live alone, particularly if you're less mobile than you once were. What you can do is this. Make a basic checklist for home safety and go over it once a month. Verify sure the walkways are clear, the railings are in place, and all of the lights are operational. Before you need them, establish connections with trustworthy, helpful individuals or service providers. Asking family members to assist with a quarterly home safety inspection is something to think about. Don't allow pride keep you from seeking assistance when faced with challenging or hazardous jobs. Cognitive alterations that are difficult to identify in oneself are the fifth hidden risk. Since it is most difficult to identify when you live alone, this is possibly the most alarming. Harold, a retired accountant who was 76 years old, began experiencing some memory loss. Sometimes he would forget appointments or where he put his keys. Since he was living alone, no one could help him identify these changes or tell the difference between aging and something more dangerous. The hidden risk is that you may not be aware of how early cognitive changes may impact your safety and judgment. You can make bad financial choices, forget to switch off the cooker, or leave doors unsecured. Since you're by yourself and these changes occur gradually, they may advance considerably before anyone notices. Living with someone else allows them to notice trends and changes in you that you might not notice in yourself. They can detect if you're repeating stories, assist you remember appointments, or show you when you're struggling with once simple chores. Developing external monitoring systems is the answer. Keep in touch with your loved ones so they can spot any changes in your thoughts or actions. Talk to your doctor about cognitive health on a frequent basis. Make use of routines, calendars, and reminder systems to help you remember things. Don't brush off people's worries regarding changes they've observed. They may notice things about you that you are blind to. Emergency scenarios when no one knows you need help are the sixth hidden risk. On a Tuesday morning, Barbara, a 74-year-old retired nurse, slipped in her bathroom. She was not gravely hurt, but since she lived alone and it was a weekday, she was unable to get up by herself. Nobody anticipated hearing from her. Before her daughter called to see how she was doing, she laid on the floor for 6 hours. The first emergency is not the only hidden threat. It is because when you live alone, assistance may not arrive right away. When assistance is unavailable, a little fall turns into a major one. When no one realizes you're sick, a sudden illness turns into a life-threatening situation. Because we don't like to consider the possibility of an emergency, this threat is concealed. We believe that someone will check on us, or that we will be able to call for assistance. However, emergencies are inherently unplanned and may prevent you from communicating. What you can do is this. Together with family or friends, establish a daily check-in method. They know to check in with you if they don't hear from you by a specific time. Think about a medical alert system that can summon assistance even in the event that a phone is unreachable. Keep your phone close to your emergency contact information. Ensure that a trusted individual has a key to your house. These easy actions can make the difference between a small incident and a serious emergency. Financial vulnerability, which rises while you're alone, is the seventh hidden hazard. You may be more vulnerable to financial fraud and bad money management if you live alone. An 81-year-old widower named Robert began getting calls from individuals posing as representatives of his bank, requesting details about his account. He had no family or spouse to talk to about these calls, so he wasn't sure what was real and what wasn't. Scammers deliberately target elderly people who live alone, which presents a hidden risk. They are more inclined to chat to strangers since they are aware that you may be lonely. They are aware that you might not have someone close by to seek guidance regarding questionable emails or calls. Furthermore, as you get older, handling your money on your own can become too much to handle. Important financial decisions may be made with inadequate thought, investments may not be tracked, and bills may be neglected. Establishing financial safeguards is the answer. Never answer the phone with personal information until you ask to do so. Configure recurring bill payments to be paid automatically. Ask a friend or family member you can trust to assist you analyze your finances on a regular basis. To assist you in making crucial decisions, think about collaborating with a trustworthy financial advisor. Avoid making important financial decisions in a hurry or under pressure. Mobility decline, which occurs so gradually that you adjust without realizing the increasing risks, is the seventh hidden threat. After noticing that she was moving more slowly, Dorothy, a 79-year-old former dancer, adjusted by being more cautious and taking her time. She was unaware that her reaction time had slowed and that her balance had seriously degraded. Although she was significantly more likely to fall, she was unaware of how much her mobility had decreased because the changes occurred gradually. Our innate tendency to adjust to bodily changes, frequently in ways that appear safe but actually raise our risk, is the hidden hazard. It may seem sensible to start clinging to walls when you walk, but this could indicate that your balance is worse than you think. You may choose to abstain from some activities, which lowers your risk temporarily, but causes severe physical deterioration. Living alone means you have no one to watch these changes with objectivity, or to push you to deal with them before they become major issues. What you can do is this. See your physician or physical therapist for routine physical examinations. Refrain from assuming that slowing down is a natural part of aging. Treatment or exercise can help some changes. Think about senior-friendly exercise programs or balance classes. Make sure your house is equipped with grab bars when necessary, open pathways, and adequate lighting to promote safe mobility. Slowly developing anxiety and depression that go undiagnosed constitute the ninth hidden hazard. Because no one is there to see changes in your mood, energy, or behavior, mental health issues can be especially concealed when you live alone. The 77-year-old retired teacher, Thomas, increasingly lost interest in things he formerly found enjoyable. He spent more time resting, stopped working in his garden, and quit reading. Since he lived alone and these changes occurred gradually, no one was aware that he was becoming depressed. He believed that he was simply growing older and becoming less interested in things. In actuality, though, he was suffering from a curable mental illness. The underlying risk is that older folks' symptoms of anxiety and sadness frequently differ from those of younger people. You may have difficulties sleeping, lose interest in activities, or simply feel exhausted all the time instead than visibly depressed. When no one is available to observe the changes, these symptoms may be confused with those of normal aging. Maintaining awareness of your mental health and getting treatment when necessary is the answer. Monitor your energy levels and emotions. Maintain relationships with those who can observe behavioral changes in you. Never be afraid to discuss mental health issues with your physician. Any age can benefit from treatment for anxiety and depression, and receiving assistance can significantly enhance your quality of life. The 10th and last hidden hazard is the gradual loss of meaning and purpose that comes with living alone. Since it's not a physical threat, you might be surprised to learn that this is one of the most crucial. Living with other people gives you inherent goals. Taking care of a spouse, being accessible to family, and running a household with several individuals living there. It's simple to lose your sense of purpose when you live alone, especially after retirement. What's the point? Was a question that 80-year-old Martha, a retired librarian, asked more often than she wanted to acknowledge. She had no one to rely on, no routine tasks that seemed significant, and no compelling reason to wake up excitedly every morning. The unspoken risk is that everything else is impacted by a lack of purpose. Your will to live, your drive to keep your home, your social connections, and even your health. Although it's not abrupt or spectacular, it compromises every other element of aging well. What you can do is this. Make a conscious effort to give your life meaning. Volunteer for issues that are important to you. In your area of expertise, mentor younger individuals. If you can, take care of a pet. Take up interests or pastimes you've never had time for. The secret is to pick things that make you feel important and offer you something to look forward to every day. Living alone beyond 70 doesn't have to entail these 10 hidden risks. The secret is to identify them early on and take proactive measures to resolve them before they become significant issues. Recall that successful single living takes more deliberate preparation than shared living. The social ties, safety nets, and support networks that would develop organically in alternative living arrangements must be established. The good news is that you may continue to be independent while remaining secure, healthy, and content if you are aware of the situation and make plans. By taking care of these hidden risks before they become emergencies, many people effectively live alone long into their 80s and 90s. If this material was useful to you, please subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips on how to age independently and with dignity. Your membership enables us to keep producing content that tackles the actual opportunities and problems associated with aging. How has it been for you to live alone or to have family members who live alone? Post your ideas and advice in the comments section below. Your advice could make it easier for someone else to overcome these obstacles. Recall that growing older does not imply losing your independence. Rather, it simply means becoming more astute in how you preserve it. Maintain relationships, look after yourself, and don't be afraid to ask for assistance when you need it. The freedom to age as you see fit is something you've earned.